Today we're going to take the Velotric Nomad one out for an absolute torture test. Really put this thing through the ringer and see what it's made of. Oh, I should point out, I threw a little suspension seat post on here to make my ride a little more supple, a little more cushy. Not to say, whoa, forget about the torque this thing has. Not to say that the ride on this bike is bad, because the stock seat that comes on it is pretty good. But we're gonna probably need the rear suspension seat post for what I'm about to put this bike through today. So if you're new here, you might not know I am a pretty big Velotric fan. I really like the motors on these bikes. They're very strong and torquey. But today, I just wanna see like how long can this thing actually give us, like a high power output? How long can we really torture this thing before it starts to shut down and catch on fire or something like that? Now, one benefit of these Velotric bikes is they do have UL certified batteries, which makes them way more better than, you know, in terms of like fire safety rating than almost, you know, any other e-bikes on the market. So check it out. This is a 750 watt e-bike, but it gives you a watt display. And when you smash that throttle, boom, shows you 1200 watts of peak power output on this bike. So this thing is like, it performs like as pretty much as strongly as you can get for a bike that's at this price point. You know, like I said, $1,390 with my discount code. Now, yes, there are bikes out there that are more powerful than this bike. Do they cost more? Yes, they sure do. Are they legal to ride on streets? Well, I don't know what the rules are where you live, but this bike here ships as a class 2 electric bike, and you can increase it to a class 3 with a little, you know, which I already did on this bike. Speaking of legal, here's the sheriff right here letting us pass with our class 2 e-bike. Now, normally when we roll up here, we'd be taking the path here for actual bicycles. But today, we're gonna take it out here on the sand and just really see what this thing is made of in a true torture test, and really just put this thing through the ringer, see how long this motor can hold up. As you can see, we're just blazing right through this sand into a headwind right now, loose pack sand. And the whole point of this video, we're just gonna get out here in the sand and just rip through this for like basically as long as we can. Maybe we'll do like a little bit of, you know, some soft pack sand down there by the water, but we'll also do a significant amount out here just in the loose pack sand. You can see the motor here is giving me 1,300 watts of power output. And that's one of the best things about this fat tire electric bike compared to most fat tire e-bikes out there. This one just has like a really strong amount of torque. And as you can see, I'm literally just using throttle. I'm like not even pedaling right now. We're gonna get down here a little closer to the water. But typically, you know, some fat tire electric bikes, 750 watt fat tire e-bikes, they basically peak out at 750 watts. This one is 750 watts nominal. So it can output significantly more than 750 watts for peak burst. But the question is, how long can it do, you know, a torture test like this? So this is a 14.4 amp hour battery pack on a 48 volt system. I think it's around 700 watt hours of energy, which is pretty decent. You know, it keeps the, let's go up this hill here a little bit, see if we can get up here in the loose pack stand again a little bit. Now, a lot of e-bikes I try, you know, once they start getting out here in the soft pack sand, like all the way out here, they just die. They just can't do this. So not only is this bike able to go into the soft pack sand, we're going into headwind as well. So we're fighting, you know, the resistance of the sand and the resistance of the air. And the bike is now slowing down a little bit here, 600 watts. Oh no, I'm losing my balance just a bit. Oh no. So, all right, so this is our first, I guess you could call failure. I need to pedal just a bit and get off the super soft sand. I lost my train of thought, but so I put a suspension seat post on this bike because it just makes it way more better for riding, you know, when you're going over like bumpy terrain like this. Now you can buy a full suspension fat tire electric bike, but that adds a lot of weight. It also takes away from your efficiency to the drivetrain. So when you have springs on the bike, which I think I have this one on the lowest setting, it will take away from some of your range. But if you have a suspension seat post, it doesn't really add much weight to the bike, and also that suspension isn't eating up power from your drivetrain. You're literally just like bouncing on top of the drivetrain. So This is giving me about 650 watts here. So, you know, it is 750 watt nominal, 1200, 1300 watt peak electric bike. And we're just gonna keep pushing this thing and see how long it can really do this. So it is reducing the power. You know, we're not getting that 1300 watts anymore because it's trying to conserve itself so it doesn't like overheat and fry the controller and the motor and all that, burn it up. Oh yeah, so that's what I was saying about the battery. This is uphill in the soft sand and not quite gonna be able to do it, but I still got the throttle pin. It's giving us 600 in. I'll stop there for a second. So I really hope this bike doesn't break. I just kind of have faith in it. I trust that it's gonna work. We'll see. But yeah, this one is a UL certified battery. So, you know, a lot of cheaper electric bikes that are on the market do not come with UL certified batteries. And basically that UL certification is pretty much just like a electrical and fire safety code rating. So you know that this battery is like way more safe than like a non-UL certified battery. It's put through some tests and stuff, and I think the market is gonna be going more and more in the direction of UL certified batteries moving into the future. So this one's got that going for it. And we're still, I think I'm gonna, oh yeah, we'll just keep riding along here. I probably should have dropped the pressure in the tires a little bit for this ride because I am kind of losing my balance here. I'm like tipping over to the side. We're just gonna keep running it though, see how it does. Yeah, I'm gonna go back down here because I'm losing my balance for a minute. And we don't wanna go in the water. I don't know what the IPX rating is on this bike. Power, 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 so I'm helping it a little bit here. Losing my balance, there we go. So, yeah, it's on pedal assist 5. I could let off throttle, and so it's a cadence sensor on this bike. Man, this thing is just freaking powering, dude. 621 watts output, smashing through this. So I'll get a little bit of exercise in here, up here on the soft sand, going into the headwind. Oh, getting a little bit of workout here so I can feel the motors. It's working, man, it's working, it's working. I'm working just a little bit here too. Still 620 watts, so. Ultimately, if you're buying an electric bike to do strictly sand riding, oh, I lost my balance. Ultimately, if you're looking, oh yeah, burning rubber. Yeah, ultimately, if you're looking for a bike to do strictly sand riding like this, you'd be better off with an all-wheel drive, you know, front motor and rear motor electric bike. Now that does add significant weight to the bike. This is really just kind of like a torture test on the motor. It's just pulling a solid 600 watts. So yeah, I mean, very, very torquey bike. This is one of the best performing hill climbing electric bikes that I have. And if you're looking for something that has like torque, it's a good hill climber, the Nomad one. It's pretty much beast mode, especially for the price, you know, 1,390 bucks with the discount code I have down there. And this thing is still just going hard, dude. Oh my goodness, dude. We're still showing 5 out of 5 bars. I'm starting to get the hang of this. Typically when I bring a bike out here to do like a sand test, I only go like pretty much like one or two towers across. This is like by far the longest I've ever rode out here. Dude, this thing is just hauling. I was kind of worried the controller was gonna like shut down on us, which, you know, it still might at some point. I don't really know. Like I said, this is the longest I've ever really even attempted this. I think it's about time to get down here on a little bit more firm sand because I just want a little break from helping it out so I can throttle only. Whew. Oh no, this wave's gonna get us. Maybe not. That was really close though. I feel the controller, like the motor is just like not wanting to give me power, which is a good thing because like it's limiting itself. Like you could have that controller still keep sending power to the motor, but then you might damage, like overheat your motor. So the controller knows what it's doing. Like it's giving you about as much as it can do. Oh no, it turned off now. So It needs a break. As this water's coming. So, bike just got a little bit wet there too. But yeah, motor turned off because, as I was saying, it's like a safety mechanism on the bike. So let's see how many miles did we go here. So I'm at 5.3, so that was about a mile and a quarter, roughly, before the motor needed to take a break. Hopefully a self-preservation mechanism. Let's see if it goes. Oh yeah, there we go, back in business. So it's probably, you know, motor controller just getting a little too hot. But let's get back on it and go. Why not? Just rolling. So I should probably, you know, help it just a little bit here. I mean, we're still cranking, and like I'm not really helping it like a lot. Like I have it in the lowest gear, just kind of, you know, pedaling a little bit. Still pulling 600-ish watts. It just feels right to pedal just a little bit here. I'm gonna shift another gear. Gear number 2 now, finally. Still pulling consistent 600 watts. When it shut down, I was a little nervous it was gonna like start having problems where it'd be like overheating like constantly, but not the case. Battery is now showing 4 out of 5 bars. I was kind of thinking about pulling off, going up there, but let's just keep going all the way to the pier. Cross traffic. Yeah, dude, I was thinking that this thing was gonna start giving out when it, you know, reduced my power like about a mile back, but man, it is pulling strong. And that's like the beauty of this Nomad bike, you know, as I mentioned, just like the torque, like a lot of bikes just do not have the torque to do this. Like Rad Power, for example, that bike, you know, it's a 750 watt e-bike, but it caps out at 750. It will not give you 1 watt more than 750 watts, and that bike costs, at the time, you know, last I checked, it was $2,000 for the Rad Power bike. And then, you know, if you look at like Aventine too, like those bikes, they don't have the same amount of torque either. You know, climbing the 20% grade on the Aventine, that bike costs more than this bike, has basically the same size battery, just does not have this amount of torque, man. And there's a throttle lag on the Aventine as well, where this one gives you all, you know, you press on the throttle, you get instant response from the throttle. Now, of course, you know, if you want more power, you can upgrade to something like the Wired Freedom, but you know, that's significantly more expensive, and you know, it's kind of like a class 4 electric bike. This is class 3 or class 2, but if you unlock, you know, the speed, you can make it class 3. So in terms of legality, I feel like this is like one of the best bangs for the buck for like a legal class 2, 3-ish electric bike. And also, you know, if you're looking at trying to keep it like lightweight but still have power, you know, not going dual motor, because if you go dual motor, that adds a lot of weight to the front, and then since you know, dual motor is going to require basically dual energy draw, so basically dual battery, you can start adding on a lot of weight really quickly. Now, you know, there are pros and cons to a lot of different bikes. This is just, as I mentioned, you know, one of my favorite like bang for the buck, reliable, strong, fat tire electric bikes. We're gonna lose a little momentum here, but that's the beauty. You got the torque, so you can just kind of start from a stop, like just mash on that throttle and get on going. Oh, we got traffic. So people are not really expecting a bike to come passing through here, because most bikes, like I said, you know, they just can't do it. So you don't see too many down here, really. Oh no, this is going to hit us. I thought that wave was coming up, but we good. Dang, it is popping down here by the pier, so we got to get to the finish line. But yeah, I mean, if you guys are looking for a fat tire electric bike, something that, you know, got good hill climbing ability, something that is apparently durable. I really didn't know what was going to happen riding this thing out here. Oh, and we do have the fenders too, so it's kind of keeping all this from kicking up on me. And oh man, This is a fun bike, dude. And I guess we can go ahead and call this the finish line. I don't know how, like, I feel like this thing could just keep going and going and going, since it does limit the bike at 700 or about 600 watts, 700 watts. I can't really see what's going on down here. Can we get through this thing? I don't know if we can ride through this thing or not. Let's try it. I've never been down here, so this is kind of fun. The bike does have lights. Oh yeah, dude, we're good, man. This is like the perfect like little adventure bike. I need to take these shades off so I can see what's happening down here. Hope you guys can see. I feel like I'm gonna hit my head up here. There's like little posts sticking up, and I'm like kind of ducking, but trying to keep my chest up for the camera angle. Oh yeah. Dang, there's some rusty fence stuff. I'm getting down here. So yeah, dude, I mean, if you guys are looking for something, you know, fat tire e-bike, go ahead, buy the Velotric Nomad 1, man. I think you'll be happy with this thing. Look, it can balance itself. Anyway, my link is below this video in the description box if you want to buy this bike. It's awesome. I have more videos and reviews on this bike showing all the features and benefits, down to 3 bars of battery after, so it says we're coming up on 7 miles basically. So what is that? Basically 3 miles of pretty much intense sand riding. Well, now that I buried my Nomad 1 here, it's time to get it out. Free yourself, bro. Oh my God. Oh, and just to let you know, we do have full power again. Now that the motor is cooled down, you can see 1200. And I'm also just kind of curious, can this thing do the 20% hill grade on 2 bars after all of that? Full throttle. Oh, give me the watts. Show me the watts. Oh yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it. Yeah, 1000 watts. Yeah. No pedaling. All the torque, bruh.